professor of religious studies, brother.
Okay. Yeah, give me that now. Hold on, bro. Let me show you something about the theologians. Give me Isaiah 20.
You know, that's where y'all were at. Is that right around the area of the millennium when we were in Revelations?
We're in Revelations now.
You're in Revelation now, so have you got to the millennium yet?
Let's get to this millennium
1,000
first.
years of world peace where Christ rules on the earth. It passes judgment.
Let me ask you this.
Good and
When
bad.
Christ comes to rule the earth, right? As an example.
In the millennium.
Don't you have to be doing something in order to reap the benefits of Christ ruling the earth and you being in the kingdom?
Following in his ways.
Okay, following the law, statutes, and commandments.
Now, what I'm saying is, is that in the millennium? I just asked the question. If y'all in the millennium, are y'all studying the millennium
Listen
right
to this.
now?
Isaiah chapter 29.
This is where you get your information
You're not
from.
teaching me. I'm just asking.
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
See, right now, all of our people are in a deep sleep. They think they know, but they really don't know. According to the Bible, it says you're asleep.
I'm not
And have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers have covered. And the vision of us, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed.
Read that part again. Come on.
And the vision of all.
Of what?
Of all.
Just a few.
Of all.
It says of all.
Reinforce it with
Listen.
Reinforce it
It's become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed.
So it's become as all and you
Reinforce it with
as a book that is sealed.
Which men deliver to one that is learned.
Listen. Listen to your theologian doctrine.
Reinforce it with scripture now.
Which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot.
So this is delivered to
Reinforce it.
Be quiet and listen first.
Already heard it.
First you
And I
gotta
know the
listen.
scripture.
We just opened this book up and started reading.
How do you know I don't know it verbatim?
Read.
How do you know I don't know
it is sealed, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned.
So it's delivered to him that's not learned. Meaning, we're not going to the theologian school.
Y'all don't know what y'all
because the Bible is given to babes. The babes are going to teach the so-called intellectuals. Be quiet. Read.
You know what you're talking about.
I pray thee, and he saith, I am not learned.
I am not learned. We don't have to go to the theologian school to learn this Bible. Because that's not how the Bible is going to be revealed. It's not going to be revealed in the college setting. It's going to be revealed to those that they consider deadbeats, downgrades, drug dealers, gang members. That's how the Bible is going to be delivered.
That's right.
Read.
Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth.
Like that, brother. I know all about the Bible. He's given us a lip service. I know all about the Bible. He's drawing near the Most High with his lips, with his mouth, with his big mouth. Read.
And with their lips do honor me.
So everybody honors the Most High God. Say, I love God. You love God? You love God? Everybody says the exact same thing, but they will not follow nothing God says to do. Read.
But have removed their heart far from me.
According to the Bible, the heart of man is his mind. So your thoughts dictate your intentions. Your mind is not on God. That's why you're adulterers. That's why you're adulterous. That's why you're drug dealers. You're homosexuals. You're murderers. Your mind is not on God. Again, your mind dictates your actions. So whatever you're thinking about, that's what you're going to do. Because the Bible says that a woman is not supposed to love the oppressor. Not supposed to mimic her oppressor by blonding their hair, by wearing their weaves. Read.
And their fear toward me,
meaning your understanding of God, what?
Is taught by the precepts of men.
Who taught you the concept of God? Your so-called, your slave master taught you who God is, what God's about. This is the popular belief of the Bible, but you won't find it in the Bible.
That's right.
You won't find this image nor the doctrines anywhere in the Bible.
That's right.
Read it again. Read it again.
Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of man.
The understanding of God, that's the fear. It's taught to you by the precepts of men.
That's right.
When you were enslaved, were you allowed to read and write? Deuteronomy 28:48. Were you allowed to read and write, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans? You got a question?
Yeah, I'm autistic. Yo, and I can't understand it. This
Man, hold on, say it.
It's freedom of speech, bro. I'm autistic, so I can't understand it. Yo, why don't you talk?
Okay, see, we're out here to teach our people. It's not necessarily meant for you to hear us. For one, our people are standing far away from us, so we gotta scream to them. You're standing close. We're not here to teach you though, my big guy, but what's your question? I'll entertain you. You got a question? What religion is this? Give me Deuteronomy. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
The guy asked me, what is our religion? Read.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not hearken diligently.
If you shall, not.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Meaning his laws, statutes, and commandments. Our quest in life is to follow this Bible and get the kingdom. That is our religion. God didn't give us religion. He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
The so-called white man gave you religion. Read.
to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command
Listen,
thee.
you asked the question. This is what God said, read.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So God commanded us to do his laws, statutes, and commandments. Is this the tribe of Israel? Yeah, who are the tribe of Israel? Sons of Abraham. Okay, who are they? Who would they be today? Revelation 2:9.
I don't study like that. I'm just curious. I like to pay attention to the speech.
What I'm asking you, I understand what you're saying. I'm asking you is who are the tribes of Israel? Who are they?
The ancestors of the earth.
Who are they? They're the ancestors of the earth.
They're my elders.
They're your elders.
We're all
Okay,
born
we're
from 12 tribes.
Revelation 2:9.
We all came from one of the 12 tribes.
No, okay. How did Abraham get here? Did he come from the 12 tribes? What about Nimrod and the people that was before Abraham? Did they exist before the 12 tribes?
God, yes.
Then what are you talking about? What are you saying? It's crazy. Read.
Revelations chapter 2 and verse 9.
Get all those bags in the car.
I know thy works, and the tribulations, and the poverty, but thou art rich.
Christ is saying to the people, I know your works and your tribulations and your poverty, but thou art rich. He's talking to the Israelites. Why? Their tribulations, what they're going through, their oppression, all of their enslavement, all of these things that they're going through. He said, but nevertheless you are rich. Why? Because they have the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, read.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
So like how you say you're a descendant of the 12 tribes of Israel, the Bible says the blasphemy, because that's what you're spitting out. You're spewing out blasphemy. Read.
And are not.
You're not related to us whatsoever.
That's
I'm not judging you. I'm specifically stating the fact. You said you're autistic, right?
Yes, sir.
Would I be lying to say you're autistic? Because you just told me that, right?
Yes, sir.
So if I'm telling you about my bloodline and my people's bloodline that you don't fall up in here, how can I be lying?
Right.
Deuteronomy 28:68 for you, brother, so you understand it. We're done with your, we're not going to conform and talk softly to you. We're out here for our people. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
This is the Bible, because we're going to play a process of elimination right here. All right, read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Stop. God said you're going back into Egypt. If anybody knows the Bible or any history of the Bible, what condition was the Israelites in when they were in Egypt? Bondage. Read again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
All right, when we went into Egypt, how did we get into Egypt the first time? We walked into Egypt. Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now God said, because of your wickedness, you're going back into bondage again. Now your mode of transportation is going to be different than when you were walking. Read.
With ships.
Your mode of transportation is you're going back into slavery on cargo slave ships. The process of elimination is done. Because who did that happen to? Where in history do you find anybody who went through this condition? Yokes of iron, sold unto another nation of people, another race of people. Who did this occur to? Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Moses is saying, just like how I said it was going to happen, that's exactly how it's going to happen. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
You're not going to see it, meaning your homeland, no more again. Where's your homeland, brother? Africa. Where's your homeland? Jerusalem. You're right. Africa is something we were taught. You know why we were taught that we're from Africa? Is because the so-called white man discovered.
Because this book was saying that you go back East Africa, was really part of the Middle East.
We're not going to, listen, Jerusalem is your homeland, brother, according to the Bible.
That was all Africa.
God said you're from Jerusalem. We're not worried about what Charles Leakey told you. Because they found bones of a damn monkey in Africa and said, you know the black man's a monkey anyway, that's his ancestor. So that's where that philosophy came, that you came from Africa. You're not from Africa, you're from Israel.
That's right!
Africans didn't sell Africans into slavery, they sold you.
That's right.
There's a difference, read.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
It said that you're going to be sold unto your enemies for slave men and slave women. Who did this happen to? That's the thing. Open up the history book. These are the things that they have a superiority complex over. You were once our slave. So the bummiest so-called white man that walks, that might be bumming for change right there, in his mind, which in reality, he's still in a better position than you. You know why? Because he's not racially profiled when it comes to getting a job. He's not racially profiled when it comes to walking down the street, where he might get killed and shot and imprisoned, whether it's falsely or justly. He don't fit the same criteria you fit. Even at their lowest level, in their mind, they're better than you, and in society, they're better than you. Hey, big guy, could you move over to that one? Yeah, no, can you move right there? You're too close.
Move over something here. Spread out. Old post. Turn sideways.
Stand by somebody else. Read that again.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
You're the only one who hasn't seen his homeland. Ask any one of them where their forefathers are from. This is not a hate campaign. We're not telling you this is the white man's fault. It's your fault. Because you're the drug dealer, you're the murderer, you're the adulterer, you're the adulteress, you're the homosexual, you're the one who hates his brother without a cause. This is why you went into slavery. See, the Most High put the white man in that position of power because of your wickedness. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Because he called them what?
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
What did God say? What did he call them?
Enemies.
Read.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
Because they were always our enemies. Whether we were living righteously or when we were living unrighteously, they were our enemies. Because when King David and King Solomon, when we were at our epitome of power in the earth, we were living righteously under those kings. But who were the nations that we were warring against for King David to establish his kingdom? Our enemies. They have always been our enemies. Enemies don't sell, friends do not sell friends. And then their racial hatred doesn't last for thousands of years. See, this ain't a recent thing that they've been our enemy for the last 400 years. They've been our enemy continually in the womb. Because guess who they are? Yeah, they're Esau, but guess who they are? They are your wicked twin brother. Give me Genesis 25 real quick, and then we're going to jump back to that. Genesis 25 and 21, so we can explain the point. The whole earth. I mean, I see the brother smiling. And you know, me, if I don't agree with somebody, I'm straight at you. But I'm going to have proof to back up any snickering I have. Read.
Genesis chapter 25 and verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren.
Do you know anything about the Bible, brother? Little bit. Okay, Isaac's wife was barren. So he went and prayed to the Most High. Read.
I don't finish the verse.
And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
Okay, let me ask you what the meaning of that word. I'm going to ask you something. What does that word conceive mean? Once we get past that, then we'll finish the verse.
I'm asking you to let me finish
I'm
the
asking
verse.
you, what does the word conceive mean?
Conceive?
Yeah.
That means to get the fuck up.
See, that's why we have to explain things, because our people are foolish. They're the epitome of stupidity right now. This is why we have to explain things. If you don't know, brother, you should be quiet and allow the Bible to be spoken and be taught.
I was just asking.
Conceive
finish
means
the verse.
she was able to bear a child. She was able to get pregnant. Be quiet, brother. Read.
And the children struggled together within her.
Now I'm going to ask you another thing. What does the word struggle mean?
We got the same definition.
Ha. My definition might be different than yours.
It's the same one.
Let's see. What does struggle mean?
It's the same one.
What does struggle mean?
To grasp for a war against, to fight with.
Read it again. The brother hit it, the nail on the head. Read.
And the children struggled together within her.
Even inside the womb of our mother, we were rumbling one another.
That's right.
Read.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
She said, if this is a blessing, because remember, Isaac went to the Most High and said, Lord, open up my wife's womb. That's a blessing, because she was barren prior to that. She said, if this is a blessing, why am I feeling these labor pains in my belly? Read.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Now she went and prayed to the Most High. Read.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
God told the black woman, 2 nations are inside thy womb. Read.
And 2 manner of people
2 different types of people
shall be separated from thy bowels.
So when they come out, they're going to be separate from one another. Meaning their mannerism, the way we act, the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we walk, our ideologies, everything is different about the 2. That's why when we get shot down in the streets, we're saying there's something wrong with the system.
No.
There's something wrong with the system. When you get shot down in the streets, the way they look at it is, that nigga must have been doing something wrong.
No.
He shouldn't have been so black with his big lips.
No.
Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other
Brother, if
people.
you did not know what the word conceive meant,
Dude,
you should be quiet.
that makes you
and
a
learn.
racist.
Read.
You're a racist.
And
Now let me ask you, what does a
You're a
racist mean?
racist.
What does a racist mean?
That means you don't like white people.
Deuteronomy 7:6.
I'm not
Deuteronomy
saying.
7:6.
Listen.
I need you to give me the definition of
Of
racism.
a racist,
Yeah.
that means you don't like white people.
Let me ask you this. Do you date fat women? What about midget girls? You discriminate against your sexual preference, right? So that's a
understand
natural
that.
thing. Let's see what God says.
I say
Deuteronomy
right now,
chapter 7 and verse 6.
Let's see what we go by what God
That's not
says.
cool.
Read.
Deuteronomy
God
chapter
doesn't
7
say
and
be
verse
racist.
6. For thou art an
does not
holy
say-
people
God said to you, you're a holy people.
God said
Read.
to be.
unto the Lord
God
thy
said to
God.
Unto the Lord thy
treat
God.
thy-
Read.
The
like
God,
thy neighbor.
the Lord thy
Listen
God has chosen thee.
Read it
to-
again.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
What corner are you on? What videos have you produced about white racism against your people?
Don't matter.
You ain't done nothing.
I'm here
Read.
To be a special people
God said that you and your people is a special people. Read.
unto himself
So you're saying
above
If you
all
would be
people.
quiet, you would hear something.
So you're
Above-
saying that
listen,
just
read.
because we're
Above
black,
all
we're special?
people
God said above all people. Read.
that are upon the face of the
Read
earth.
it again. Because the brother's talking too much. Read it again.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people.
We don't need wishy-washy, brother, because that's what Christ said. It's better you be hot or cold. Be hot or cold. Pick a side. Because you are playing both sides of the fence. You are the type that'll get the rest of the people killed with your poison. Read.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people.
God chosen you and said you're a special people. How are we disrespecting anyone when we tell you God thinks this way of you? Read. You know why? Your own self-hatred.
You come off
You
as,
hate the fact that God said that you're better
come
than
off as
everybody
a
else.
racist.
Read.
Unto himself.
Listen to this,
come
brother.
off as
Hold on.
racist.
We're gonna. Let's rewind this thing. We're gonna rewind this. Hold on,
And I-
brother. Hold on.
By the
We're
way,
gonna rewind this.
I'm completely against racism.
You're lying.
Above
wanna
all
say that
people
shit.
that are upon the face of
Let's
the
be
earth.
real. Let's be honest.
The Lord
Come on,
did
man.
not see, the Lord did not set his love upon you,
2015.
nor choose
It's a new
you
age, it's a new
because
world.
you were more in number than any people. For ye were the fewest of all people.
Listen to what all God's saying to you. He's saying that you're a special people. You're above everybody else, despite the fact that they told you, little sister, your lips is too big, your skin is too dark, your hair is negative.
That's why I say
the
you
only
come off
problem
as
right
racist.
now, sis, is
Why does
because
it matter
you're
what
mimicking
color?
your
Why-
slave master by blonding your hair. Brother,
Okay,
brother,
listen,
you should
listen.
be quiet.
Ignore,
Your big
ignore
lips,
the fact.
your black skin, they hate your
Ignore
guts.
the color
But
fact.
God said,
Ignore-
I created
ignore
you
the
that
thing
way.
You got to say about black
Read it
people.
again.
You won't have to say.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Were you
Just
drinking
ignore it.
today?
Yes, I was.
My point. You
But
think we
it
can't see
doesn't
that?
matter. But
This is what I mean about infecting the rest of our people with your poison. Is that vodka in your
you're right. You're right.
in your
It is.
thing?
It is. It's fine.
Exactly. Be quiet, brother.
You're right. You're right.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
God said you are a special people. Listen, we're not disrespecting you just because we're talking loud. We're telling you you're beautiful. We're
That's
telling
right.
you that you were once the greatest nation
All
that
right,
was
all
ever
right, all right.
on the face of the
All right.
earth.
That's right.
I
Above
got one
all the
question.
people that are upon the face of the earth.
What does that say about God?
Anaya.
If he chose you above all the other nations, what does that make him?
I got one question.
What does that make him?
I got one statement.
If
one
God
question.
said, I choose your big lips, your black skin, your kinky, woolly hair, I choose that over all the nations that's upon the face of the earth, what does that make God? Give me Amos 3. What does that make him? Think about it, though. Really, it's a very easy answer. What does that make God? It makes him black, but not out of that verse. It makes God, if you choose somebody and they're above all the nations that's upon the face of the earth, that means somebody is beneath. What does that say about God? That says that God's a racist.
Right.
Read Amos 3.
Can I ask?
Brother, you need to be quiet for a little bit. Then we'll entertain your questions after that. Read Amos 3 and 1. That's the biggest.
All right, you got time. You got time to hear. All right. In that Bible, anywhere in that Bible, does it say? Does it matter what color the skin?
Does it say if it matters?
Does it say, or does it matter in anything in that book?
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. What if we can prove to you everything that we say? Does it change?
Can you prove it?
Okay. I'm going to say yes to that. And then
I
now
say
my-
yes to that
Now my question
because
to
I
you
believe.
is,
But can you
Hold on.
prove and can you
What if I
actually say that?
can somebody find what you want? Amos.
Just because,
Amos 3 and 1.
just because,
I got it.
just because, listen, just because.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1.
We're gonna prove something first. How God, what it says about God. Read.
this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel,
This is God talking to you and your people. Read.
against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
Out of your land of enslavement, because you've been enslaved your whole existence. There was only a few years, 80 years total, that we weren't enslaved or persecuted or under some type of subjugation to another nation. You can read that throughout the Bible. You've always been enslaved. So God is saying, you slave, when I brought you out of the land of your slavery, read.
Land of Egypt, saying, you only.
You own it. Despite the fact that you've always been a slave. You've always been in subjugation to all other nations. Read.
Have I known of all the families of the earth.
Have I known of all the families of the earth. Meaning out of all of the 18 nations that walk this earth today, there's only one nation that God even cares about. And that's you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.